Hi! Hello students! Miss Kim is here. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about factors and how to get factors of numbers. But before that, let us know the reason why is it important that we learn and we know what are factors. Do you know that finding and knowing factors can make other math problems to understand easily? Because it is sometimes used in other topics like simplifying fraction. Okay? So let us start by understanding what we mean by a factor of a number with the help of this problem. Let us read this problem. Jess has 12 marbles. He wants to give the same numbers of marbles to each of his friends. How many of his friends could possibly receive equal number of marbles from him? Again, Jess has 12 marbles. He wants to give the same numbers of marbles to each of his friends. How many of his friends could possibly receive equal number of marbles from him? Now, let us look at how Jess could give his marbles to his friends. Let us have this first scenario. If Jess has only one friend, all his marbles will go to his friend. So we can write an equation. 1 times 12 is equal to 12. Next, if Jess has two friends, each of them will receive 6 marbles. So the equation is 2 times 6 is equal to 12. If Jess has 3 friends, each of them will receive 4 marbles. So the equation is 3 times 4 is equal to 12. Next, if Jess has 4 friends, each of them will receive 3 marbles. So we can write an equation 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Okay, let's have the scenarios. If Jess has 12 friends, each friend will receive 1 marble. So we could write an equation 12 times 1 is equal to 12. If Jess has 6 friends, each of them will receive 2 marbles. And the equation is written as 6 times 2 is equal to 12. If Jess has 3 friends, each of them will receive 4 marbles. And we could write an equation 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So let us now study the following equations that we used in the illustration. What do the number of friends and the number of marbles that each friend receives represent? What do you call these numbers? The number of friends and the number of marbles that each friend receives make a pair of numbers. So we have 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4, 12 times 1, 6 times 2, and 4 times 3. And these numbers are what we call factors. Factors are the numbers that we multiply to get another number. As shown in the illustration, these pairs of factors have the same product of 12, which is the total number of marbles. Therefore, we could say that the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Okay, even if we repeat the number, we just write it once. And as you can see, we write the factors of a number in ascending order so that we cannot miss any factor. Okay. And if you analyze the factors of 12, it divides 12 evenly. What do you mean by evenly? It means it could divide 12 without any remainder. So for example, one of the factors of 12 is 1. If we divide 12 by 1, the answer is 12. So it doesn't have remainder. Let's try the next factor, 2. If we divide 12 by 2, the answer is 6. Still no remainder. Let's try 3. If we divide 12 by 3, the answer is 4 and no remainder. If we divide 12 by 4, the answer is 3 and no remainder. And like the other factor. Okay? So do you get it? Okay, to better understand, let us read the meaning of factors. Factors of a number are the numbers that you multiply to get the original number. It is also a number that divides into another number exactly and without leaving a remainder. Okay, let's have our first example. So we are going to list down the factors of the number inside the yellow box. And for us, to make it easy listing down the factors, we could start from thinking or finding the pairs of factors or numbers that have a product of 40. Okay, so you can start writing the pairs of factors or numbers that you can find in the multiplication table. Okay, so to start, of course, we have 1 times 40. Remember, a number multiplied to 1 is equal to the number itself. So we could use 1 times 40 or 40 times 1. Okay, then we could have 2 times 20. So we can conclude that 2 can be one of the factors of 40 since 40 ends with 0. And any number that ends with 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, okay, one of the factors of those numbers is 2. Okay, and then just look for the pair of 2, then you can have it. Okay, another pair we could have, very good, we could have 4, then multiply 4 to 10, that makes up 40. Then we could have 5 and 8. Okay, so here we have 4 pairs of numbers or factors that have product of 40. Okay, then in listing down, make sure that you arrange the factors from least to greatest so that you can't miss any factor. Okay, so factors of 40 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, and 40. Next, we have 100. Okay, so we have 1 times 100. 1 and 100 can divide 100 without any remainder. So 1 times 100 is equal to 100. We have 2 times 50. We have 4 times 25. We have 5 times 20. And of course, we have 10 times 10. Those are all the possible pairs of numbers that when you multiply, the answer is 100. Okay, by the way, you can interchange each number in a pair, that they're still equal. Okay, so the list of factors of 100 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, 25, 50, and 100. Next, 64. Of course, you can always start with 1 and the number itself. So we have also 2 times 32. Then we have 8 times 8. Okay, we have 4 times 16. And so, the list of factors of 64 We have 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64. Next, let's have 49. List down the factors of the 49. Okay, we have pair of 1 and 49. We have 7 times 7. And that's all the pairs of numbers that when you multiply, the answer is 49. So, to list down the factors, we have factors of 49 are 1, 7, 49. As you can see, we use number 7 twice. But in writing it as a factor, we will only write it once. Next, let's have the last number, which is 75. So, we have 1 times 75, 3 times 25, 5 times 15, and that's all. So, the factors of 75 are 1, 3, 5, 15, 25, and 75. Okay, so how do you find the process? Is it hard? Okay, so always remember the following. Factors of a number are the numbers that you multiply to get the original number. It is also a number that divides into another number exactly and without leaving a remainder. So we have some points to remember about factors, and I want you to remember this following. First, 1 is a factor of every number. If you noticed in all our examples, 1 is constant in all of the factors, right? Okay, because 1 is a factor of every number. So in our example, 1 times 6 is equal to 6, so 1 is a factor of 6. 45 times 1 is equal to 45, and so 1 is one of the factors of 45. It could also explain that 38 divided by 1 is equal to 38, and so 1 is the factor of 38. Okay, another point to remember, every number is a factor of itself. So, pair of 1 is the number itself. That's why every number is also a factor of itself. Like for example, 4 times 1 is equal to 4. So, 4 is a factor of 4. 16 times 1 is equal to 16. So, 16 is a factor of 16. 30 divided by 30 is equal to 1. So, 30 is a factor of 30. Then, the factor of a number is always less than or equal to the number that we are looking for a factor. Okay, so for example, we have 12. The factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. 1 is less than 12, 2 is less than 12, 3 is less than 12, 4 is less than 12, 6 is less than 12, and 12 is equal to 12. So, a factor of a number should always be equal or less than the number itself. So, we cannot have factor which is greater than the number we are looking for a factor. Okay? The last one, remember that every number except 1 has at least 2 factors, 1 and the number itself, like shown in our example. So that's all. Please take note of the meaning of factors and the points to remember about factors. That's all, and thank you for listening.